Considering all the climate change, starving kids in Yemen, ABA, and atomization, I've come to realize that ballot politics are pretty much irrelevant, more or less. In fact, democracy in this age is kind of quixotic. That's why I challenged Autism Speaks to a boxing match. I attempted to arrive by November 15th, uh, 4 p.m., because I think that was a lucky time and day, and especially the day is especially lucky for metamodernism, especially considering what Dreg was doing at the time, and also if you take 1 plus 1 plus 1, that's 3, and if you multiply it by 3, that equals 9. The only other numbers are 4 and 5, so that makes 495, which is a lucky number for me. But moreover, I wanted to literally fight the leaders of Autism Speaks, because if they think that autism awareness is such a good ideology, I figured that they should at least be willing to bleed for it. Especially if they think that their opinion is more important than that of autistic people, it should not be convenient. As for autistic people, well, if you aren't expecting yourself in 5 years to be overworked, seriously injured, or have autistic children, then you're not doing praxis. Because if democracy actually worked, then we'd be out of this mess. I was actually pretty late to the thing that I've scheduled myself, but nonetheless, I did make it despite heavy traffic. Alright, this is Autistic here. I'm at the infamous Autism Speaks, and yeah, I'm probably gonna fight someone, or it seems to be close actually. So at least I can raise awareness against autism awareness. I don't even know how this place all works, but this is the entrance, in case you want to know what it looked like. And it was a little different than what I expected. I thought it was gonna be like a lobby room area, and I think what's going on here is this is actually multiple places, and I think Autism Speaks is actually in the lower layer of this building. I was actually quite surprised to find that the place wasn't well guarded. Like, there weren't any police officers or security guards or anything like that, which you'd think would make stealing relatively easy. In fact, I was actually allowed in. I just asked someone, and to be fair, I did have to say, "Oh, I'm from Autism Speaks." But nonetheless, the maid let me in. Okay. So this is what Autism Speaks actually looks like. I don't even know if this is legal exactly, but here's what it looks like. I think I used to do a similar thing with the school, but I think that was actually legal. I think I just got a slap on the wrist or something. This is their boardroom. All right. This is what this is what this shit looks like. All right. I don't know what to say. I feel like I should talk here, but here it is. I'm probably. Oh, and they also got a fucking bike room, which makes me jealous of these cunts. On top of everything else. Unfortunately, there wasn't actually any fight because the place was closed. In fact, I think it was closed on that day entirely. But I felt like I was at least making a statement by breaking in, although breaking in is definitely hyperbolic here. For legal reasons, I didn't know how public or private the place actually was, in terms of whether or not I was allowed to trespass. I got the impression that it was no worse than barging into the staff lounge or into the chef's kitchen. Nonetheless, I had the urge to, like, steal something, destroy something, or dig up the dirt. Maybe find the files that say whether or not Christian Hildebrand was really even disabled or not. I felt like I should have stolen the pencil or something just to screw with them, and I kinda regret that, but the place is very impure, and taking their stuff would only bring further impurities. Oh yeah, and by the way, the place is impure as hell. Like, after I walked out, I began to feel a little sick, and I think it also got on the dog that I was watching. In general, however, I felt like it was a very impure thing that was poisoning me spiritually. And it just so happened that I began to cough that day, and the dog began to sneeze a lot, even though it didn't seem like we had an actual cold. Given that you want to break into Autism Speaks yourself, do some sort of hooray or purification ritual afterwards, because it's just gonna corrupt your soul otherwise. Now, it's at least good to know what our enemy's base looks like. However, I'm still not satisfied, so November 18th, around 12 p.m. noon, I will go back to challenge them to a fight again, and hopefully there will actually be some people this time. I also invite you to come to DC with me to post up signs that clarify that autism awareness is the opposite of what autistic people want, with these as examples, especially around the Autism Speaks building, especially within and near the Autism Speaks building, or office as it turned out to be. If you too want to challenge the leadership of Autism Speaks to a fight, then be my guest, but I would prefer to do it one-on-one, so it's a fair fight.